I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good? Back up in the building. It's your boy DJ Delz back with a brand new podcast for the 4th of July weekend. Hope everyone is doing great out there. This weekend, during this podcast, I'm going to do a giveaway. Nothing so crazy. Just going to give away a $20 gift card to Nike. I will do this most likely every podcast if this ends up working out. What I want you to do is, if you want to enter the giveaway, just like the episode because you like the show, of course. So, like this episode, and then just share it on your Twitter or your Facebook, and make sure when you share it, you tag me in so I know you're sharing it on your social networks, because that's how I'm going to reach out to the winner of the giveaway, via either Twitter or on Facebook. I figured one of you guys have one or the other, and that's how it's going to go down. Or Google Plus. We'll throw Google Plus in there too. So that's how you will know if you won the giveaway. And if it's smooth, I'll probably do this every single podcast. Give away a gift card. Just my way of saying thank you. And hopefully, we get 1,000 likes so I can give away a gift card. I don't think that should be an issue, because I usually get, at least 3,000 to 4,000, if not 10,000, 11,000 every single podcast. So, hopefully this works out. And this will go on till the next podcast. So, if it hits 1,000 likes, a month from now, we'll just start the giveaway on the next podcast if it doesn't work out this time around. And I'm not going to make a big announcement of who wins the giveaway. I'm just going to direct message the person and keep it moving. So with that said, let's get into these questions. We got first from Mike. He writes, retroing the Lebron OGs. I really hope they do this next year. It looks like it's not happening this year. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen this year. Next, we got a question, and he writes, will taking pics of kicks die out? I don't think so. I mean, people like taking photos, and I'm assuming my homie P over here, he's talking about Instagram. Instagram is a lot of fun. It's part of everyone's daily routine. People are taking pictures of food, to everything that's going on throughout your day. So I don't think it's gonna get played out. Most of us enjoy taking photos, right? I don't think that's ever gonna die out. Next, I've got a bunch of people asking about the Lebron 13. There was images that we've seen on the internet. I posted on my blog over at thesneakeraddict.com of LeBron James wearing a shoe that we've never seen before. A lot of us are speculating that it's the LeBron 13, including myself. I'm assuming it is, but it's not set in stone until, we actually hear an announcement, or at least some closer images where we could get some real details. But, the photos were not the best, where you could really see what the shoe's all about. You could get an idea of the silhouette and the little here's and there's, but we haven't seen any close-up on that shoe he was wearing, unfortunately. I haven't. Maybe someone has. If someone has, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram and show me that pic, because I would love to see that, and I'll retweet it so that people can see, or I'll post on the blog and just shout you out, actually. Shout out to Addict Premium. He's just wanted to say what's up. Next, we got Junior Fresh Prince. He writes, are you going to get the Air Max 95 OG neon greens that are releasing this month? Probably will. I probably will. I love that shoe just because, when I was young, that was like a hot popping pair of kicks, and every time it retroed, it was always fun to wear. But I won't lose sleep over it if I can't get it. I have a funny feeling like it's gonna be like a big hype popular release, kind of like the Air Max 90 infrareds, where it wasn't that easy to get on the internet. But at the same sense, I've seen it traveling at a few different House of Hoops in different cities, just chilling. So I don't know what the case is going to be with that 95, that classic colorway. Hopefully it's not going to be something hard to get, so everyone could wear it and enjoy it. Shout out to Eric Lopez 711, just checking in, showing love. I always see him leaving comments. Boss writes, OVO 10s. Yeah, it seems like they're going to actually release those, and that's dope. The shoe looks really nice. I'm really digging that shoe. So Hopefully they make a lot of pairs, but I highly doubt that's going to be the case. It's probably going to be super limited. Next we got from Jimmy. He writes, will the remastered prices go down next year? Nah, no way, Jimmy. You know, when it comes to Jordans, things like prices never go down unless they hit the sale rack, and that's not going to happen the way it's looking lately, because Jordan's smart. They know that this shoe's going to eventually sell. You know, before they would put it for sale, like, you know, if it didn't sell out in a month or two, you'd see it for sale. But now these retailers, they're just keeping them on the shelves. Or they have a new tactic that I've noticed. What they do is they'll take them out of the stores. They'll tell all the stores to ship them back to, you know, the headquarters. And then later on, they'll announce a big restock, and then they'll re-release those shoes that they have full inventory on with, you know, the here's and there's, like 2 pairs of this rare shoe, 3 pairs of that rare shoe. Because a restock they can announce, you know, just by posting 1 or 2 pairs, they could say restock, you know. Like, for example, Finish Line announced there was a restock on the Yeezys. You know, they could have 1 pair and just announce restock, and it just brings tons of traffic to that site. It's a great way for them to promote their site and bring more traffic to them. So that's what they do now with the retros. If they're not going to sell, they just tell the store to send them back, you know, and then they'll announce a restock, and then they'll fly off the shelves. Perfect example too was Jimmy Jazz did that this weekend that passed. Guys, go to my blog, thesneakeraddict.com. I always announce whenever stuff is going on, whenever I find out about sneaker news, and also follow my Twitter, The Sneak Addict. I put that information out there for people that are listening right now and they're kind of like lost in the sauce. Like, what are you talking about, restock? Yes, Jimmy Jazz had a restock. They released some hot sneakers along with some okay Jordans, and that's the perfect example. Like, they restocked the Sport Blue 3s, which to me is fire, and then they released them gray 3s that released, which to me was it was okay, nothing crazy. So, you know, they do that with the restocks. If shoes ain't selling, instead of them putting them on sale, they'll just bring it back to the warehouse until it's time to do a restock, and then just have that as filling, you know, with the stuff that's gonna grab people to go to the retailer to shop. And it works all the time. It's a great strategy. Next we got Black Man Mari. He writes, Royal One rumor. The only thing I know about with Royal Ones is that Jordan 1.5 that's coming out, that will come out in a Royal colorway and a Bread colorway. Next we got from Real. He writes, love your videos, talk about the Yeezy Boost. So, I don't really know what to say, but, you know, they're pretty damn hard to get. And they're reselling for crazy amounts of money. It's insane. I'm working on getting a pair. Hopefully I do. I got someone that I was talking to that likes what I do, and I like what they do, and they're trying to help me out with getting a pair. More than like, respect what they do. You know, they dig this show, so they're trying to help me out with getting a pair, because they know that, you know, I really love Adidas too. It's more than just Kanye West. I've been riding with Adidas for how many years? I mean, if you look, I've got reviews on YouTube reviewing a lot of Adidas shoes 5-6 years ago, when there weren't that many people reviewing Adidas shoes on YouTube. Like, there really was not. It's crazy, but if you really do your research on YouTube, man, I reviewed a lot of brands, man. I was always someone that always reviewed a lot of different brands because I love sneakers. I don't love brands. I love sneakers. I love different silhouettes, different styles. Like, you can never get an Adidas styled shoe with Nike, just like vice versa, just like Reebok. You can't get that anywhere else, you know? So with sneakers, like, I can't just wear one brand. And I've always been like that on YouTube, even with my old channel over at DJ Delz TV, because that's where it really started. When I started doing sneaker videos, it was 7+ years ago. I think it was 8 to 9 years ago, over at youtube.com/DJ Delz TV. That's how long I've been doing this for. Been doing this for a very long time. So, you know, when it comes to like with Adidas now, me having a hard time getting a pair of Adidas shoes, it's a bummer, because it used to not be like that, and I've been rocking with them for so long. So hopefully I'll be able to get a pair, because I have a person that really, he's been following me and he knows how I get down, like, with the brand. And he's going to try to get me a pair because he knows it's going to go to a good home. I'm not just going to resell it. I'm going to wear it. I really want the 350s. The 750s, I have never seen a pair in person, so I can't really judge that. But the 350 looks like a great summer shoe. I definitely want to wear it, like, on the regular. Like, for instance, my Ultra Boost. If you follow my Instagram, I always wear the Ultra Boost. It's such a comfortable shoe, and the Yeezy 350 reminds me of the Ultra Boost. So, I definitely hope that comes through for me. Like, I could get that shoe, that Yeezy Boost. Next, we got from Tale of Two Souls. Do you think the Bin series will ever retro? I don't know. I could see it maybe in, like, 5 to 10 years, but I can't see that happening anytime soon. I wish they would come out with more of this Bin series, but if they do that again, it's gonna cost a lot more money. It's gonna be a lot of money. I think the Bins were like $190 when they released, somewhere around there. I did reviews on almost all of them. If you want to see reviews on them, search DJ Delz Air Jordan Bin and check out all the videos. Next, we got from Jimmy again. He writes, will LeBron, Kobe, Kyrie, KD, and Curry's brand ever take a role of Jordan brand one day? I don't know. Right now, I can't see that happening, but you never know. And we got a bunch of other people that are mentioned about the LeBron. If you ever want a shout out when you leave your question, also put your name, so I'll shout you out at least if you ask a question I already answered. Next question, what's your favorite workout shoe? I'm wearing the Ultra Boost all the time, basically. That's what I usually wear. Next question we got, the 2 new Yeezy 350s rumored to drop in October are supposed to be GRs. Well, I don't know anything about that, but I hope they are. Regardless, they're going to sell like crazy and they're going to resell like crazy. Because if you think about it, like Jordan 11s, when they release in December, they're always GRs. They're not limited. They are at most retailers, and they still resell. So, regardless, they're going to resell. But I hope they are general release shoes. Next, we got from Swaggy. He writes, what do I think about Meek Mill's new album? I absolutely love it. Fire. I've been just listening to that. Hot album. Pick it up. Definitely pick it up. Worth every single penny. Next, we got from LA Robbie writes, do you think that Kanye West will surpass Jordan Brand? He's got a long way to go, man, because Jordan Brand has, done a lot of big things. A lot. And, Kanye hasn't even scratched the surface. He's not even selling them kind of units that Jordan sells, So when he starts selling those kind of units, then we can have that conversation. But you have to have longevity and sell a lot of units. Anyone could sell limited pairs of shoes and, them resell for a lot of money because they're limited. But put out a whole bunch of GRs, a whole bunch of general release stuff, and hit the retailers, monthly. For how long has it been? It's been so long, decades. Until Kanye West does that, it's not even a conversation. I know he said that he jumped over the jump man, but, how many pairs he put out? How many pairs Jordan put out? Think about how many physical pairs of Air Jordan 1s were made of all time. Like, I know there's this thing going on, like Campless put something out how the Yeezy 350s reselling for way more than those ones, those backboard ones. But comparing that, it is interesting. But think about all the pairs of Jordan 1s that Jordan Brand has put out. I mean, he's put out a lot of pairs. Think about how many in all the different colorways has Jordan Brand put out, and they're still reselling in that price range. Versus Kanye West, how many pairs of 350s are out there? It's uncomparable. You can't compare the two. Next, we got from Shoes and Food. He writes how Adidas is carving their niche into high-end luxury sneakers with Yeezy, Y3, Raf. Yeah, man, I mean, Adidas has always been on some fly shit, It's what it's been. It's been about some fly shit, and it's been about shoes for the people, for the public, for the people. Like, Nike's always been about the athlete. That's why Kanye West didn't work over there, because they're going to keep him in a bubble because of the fact that he's an artist. They're never going to have a musician overshine their athletes. Nike's all about athletics. Adidas is about athletics, but it's also about the arts. It's a, they'll show love to someone who's a physical artist that, paints, draws, to a musician, to all types of people from all different walks of life that have talent. And that's what I love about Adidas, man. Adidas is really great. Like, I've always loved them, That's why I'm a little bummed out I can't get an Adidas shoe I want, because I've never really had this issue until, Kanye West jumped on board. Moving on, Ethan J. He writes, resale prices on backboards, will they continue to drop or skyrocket like Royals? I have no clue. I know it's going to drop for a while, but, every Jordan, if you sit on it for 5-10 years, the price is going to go up. That's without a doubt. Jordans hold weight. Next, we got from E. Price the King, thoughts of the KD8. Not that crazy about it. I seen, the USA colorway. I reviewed all of that pack, which I think is a great pack, but that's my least favorite out of the pack. I'm not that crazy about that model. Maybe, a new colorway comes out, I'll be more into it. And I already spoke about the LeBron 13. He asked about that. He also writes, wasn't Yeezy supposed to be available to us all? Yeah, that's what Kanye said, but keep in mind, that's what Kanye said. Kanye is an Adidas, and Adidas is who runs the show, not Kanye. Kanye is the designer. But yeah, I hear you, brother. That's what we all thought. But Kanye's not going to say, oh, we're going to make it real limited so we can, create all this hype, and he's not going to talk like that. He's going to be for the people, He's going to say, I want my product out there, because he wants his product out there, But we got to always remember that Kanye West is not the one that's putting the shoe out. Adidas is putting out the shoe. So keep that in mind. You can't point the finger at Kanye West. And Adidas never said that the shoe's going to be made for everyone. So you can't really get mad at them. Even though it's annoying for people that have been rocking with Adidas for so long and is not used to this new thing, there's a lot of people that are just on the bandwagon now, unfortunately. So it screws things up for people like myself and all the other people out there that are just fans of Adidas in general and is excited whenever they drop any kind of cool collabo, especially with an artist. Just like when Pharrell dropped, it was exciting. When they dropped with Pusha T, it was exciting. Big Sean, etc., etc. Years ago, they put out a shoe with the Snoop Dogg. I was excited about that. That was like 5 years ago with Snoop Dogg, for Doggy Style, the album. I copped that back then, Like, it's just, Kanye West is super influential. Next, we got from A+A Rabbi writes, talk about what you want to talk about. That's why we sub to you. That's what he writes. Shout out to him because he shows love to the show a lot. Shout out to everyone that shows love to the show. If that was the case, I wouldn't do a podcast this week because I really didn't have much to speak about. So that's why, I do this so that there's definitely going to be a podcast. Last week, I had some stuff I wanted to speak about. So sometimes you're going to get that, sometimes you're not. Next, we got from Smurf23 Shoulder writes, are resellers really to blame for the sneaker game change, or is it the buyers who are willing to dish out the extra dough? With your question, you could play devil's advocate. You could say, hey, well, the resellers, they're not forcing people to buy the shoe, so don't be mad at the reseller. And you could also look at the people that are buying from the reseller, and you could say, hey, I work hard for my money. I can't get the shoe. I got money. Why can't I buy the shoe? It's my money. Fuck you. You don't tell me, how to spend my money. So you got those different sides of things. It's a conversation that could go on for hours and on, because you look at one thing and then you say, oh, but you know what? What about this? But, oh, you know what? What about this? It just will keep going on and on and on and on and on and on, So that's really all I got to say about that. Moving on and on and on, because I just lost my place. Let's see. Where the hell am I? Okay, talk about Phil Knight stepping down. Will it affect anything? I don't think so at all. Next we got from Abstract. He writes, your thoughts on the 2016 Jordan releases? Any updates on prices with general releases? As far as my thoughts, I'm digging what I'm seeing so far, and price wise I have no clue whatsoever about that. I won't be surprised if it's the same price, because I think that they can't go up yet. Next question. Young CJ, what colorway do you think should re-release? The Midnight Navy 6s, I hope they release those. The Maroons are supposed to release at the end of the year, the Maroon 6. I want to see those Midnight Navy 6s release. Next we got from Devontae. He writes, what do you see from Kanye and Adidas based off their two products? I think they're going to continue to just crush it, man. I mean, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing, and they're going to keep winning and winning. As long as they keep it limited, they're going to win. You know, once they start putting out general release stuff, like on a regular basis, that's when I'm going to be curious to see how it goes down. But right now, it's limited. You know, it's just going to stay the way it is. Next, we got from AZ. He writes, how do you deal with resellers with replicas and unauthorized kicks, selling them at high prices? DJ Delz, have you ever been a victim, especially when you do trades? With trades, I tell them to send me the shoe first, just being that I'm an easy target. You know, I have this show. I've got over 100,000 subscribers. I'm not bragging too, by the way, because, you know, there's so much more room for this show to grow. But, you know, I'm out there to the point where a lot of people can reach out to me, more than just like a couple. So I always tell people to ship first. I can't just, you know, say, oh yeah, I'm going to send you this shoe. If that was the case, I probably wouldn't have a collection anymore, because I have people that hit me up daily, you know, trying to do all kinds of trades and, you know, try to scheme on me. But as far as a person that's, you know, not on YouTube at all, doesn't have like a following when it comes to sneakers or something like that, I think that you guys, you know, should stop buying from resellers, man. That's really what it comes down to. You don't want to get burned, stop buying from resellers. Move on to the next shoe. There's a new sneaker releasing literally every week. There's a new shoe. You miss out, move on. If you're going to do a trade with someone, make sure they, you know, have a receipt. Make sure they have proof that the shoe's legit, you know. That's the best way to do it. Next, we got Long Live Kicks. He writes, what is the state of hip-hop and who do you think is dope? I definitely think Meek Mill is dope. I'm really enjoying his new album. And, you know, the state of hip-hop, it's just not what it was back in the 90s. It's just different. But this is what, you know, this generation wants for the most part, you know. This is just what it is. It's just different now, you know. It's just different. It's a different wave, you know. I don't think it's whack. I like Little Reese's mixtape he just released a week or so ago. You know, there's shit out there that I dig, you know. But it's different than when I was a young kid growing up. You know, when I was like 11 years old, like listening to Nas, you know. I think I may even been younger than that. But, you know, it's a different wave then, you know, Wu-Tang and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of people that are listening right now that probably couldn't name me every single song from the first 36 Chambers album, you know, which to me is like a classic, or name every song off Illmatic by Nas, you know. So I think this generation with hip-hop, it's all about what's coming out tomorrow too. People's ears are always ready for the next new thing and not just like enjoying the music and just chilling with it. Like, I'm not saying everyone in this generation's like that, so don't get insulted if you're not like what I'm describing, but there's a lot of people out there that are like that. They're always ready for that new shit. Like, you know, the younger heads like that I know, they'll hit me up and say, yo, you heard that new song that released? Yo, you heard that just came out? Yo, it's always talking about that, you know, that new joint that's coming out, that new record that's coming out, versus, you know what I'm saying. Moving on from Radley125. Talk about how you're in so many pics with celebrities. Talk about those experiences. I mean, I lived my life with all types of craziness going on, from DJing and meeting celebrities to, you know, working at nightclubs, DJing, to being behind the scenes at studios. I grew up in New York, so when there was a movie in town, I would try to get in the movie, whether it was extra or like a small little role, like TV shows, for instance, too. Like when Chappelle's show first started, I was in Chappelle's show. I think I was on episode 7. It was the Star Wars episode. You will definitely see me. You'll hear me screaming, Yoda, Yoda. I'm a reporter in the episode. You know, I've done so much different stuff in my life. At a young age, you know, I was DJing at the age of 14. You know, I had people from Bad Boy Records hitting me up when I was a kid, like digging my mixes and stuff like that. So, all kinds of craziness. So, you know, I can't talk about an individual story unless you ask about it. Maybe next time, you know, ask me to talk about a photo that you've seen, and we could go from there. Now moving on, next we got from Michael Francisco, one sneaker you passed on that you regret in 2015. Not one sneaker that I passed on that I regret. Next we got from Nappy, he writes, the Westbrook Zero, my opinion on that, I think it's alright, I think it's cool. The Gucci foams, I'm not into that. All the low top 6s, I hate low top Jordan 6s. Don't be shocked if you don't see one episode on a Jordan 6 low top. That's how much I hate that model. I can't stand the fact they removed one of the best parts of the shoe, the tongue. That top piece of the tongue, that rubber part of the tongue. Why would that designer take that off the shoe? Absolutely stupid. I don't care who designed the shoe, the low version. I don't know who was involved with the low, but whoever it was, terrible. Terrible judgment. It looks horrible, man. And that's my favorite shoe of all time. And by the way, I did an amazing episode showing every single Air Jordan 6 standard model that ever hit retailers. Definitely check it out. It's a great video. I mean, if you love Air Jordan 6s, I go through every single released pair. It's crazy. I watched it the other day. I was like, man, I just enjoy looking at the sneakers. That's nothing to do with me. It has to do with the sneakers in the video. It's just a great, great video, man. Just seeing all those damn sneakers. Moving on. No Bump Kicks writes about the Lady Liberty Air Force One. That shoe is sick to me. Fire. When heat is applied to it, changes colors. That Air Force One, sick. Really, really can't wait to see that in person. Next question wants me to speak about the Cement 4s. I spoke about that last podcast. Please listen to last week's podcast. If you didn't listen to last week's podcast, it's all material that I'm not talking about here. And it's a lot of great stuff, like, talking about the Air Jordan White Cement 4s and a whole bunch more. So please listen to last week's podcast, especially the person that asked that question on that. I'll put a link in the description box to listen to that podcast. It's over an hour long. These things are a lot of work for me to put together, and I don't mind doing it as long as you guys are listening. And I really would appreciate if you listen to last week's if you have time, because you'll enjoy it. If you're still listening at this point, you're going to enjoy it if you haven't, Next we got from Hector. He writes, Kobe or LeBron, who is better? As far as basketball, Kobe. As far as shoes, LeBron. Brave wants me to speak about the upcoming penny pack. I love the story behind it, but I think the Foamposite with, that Sharpie look, I think it's ugly. Like, I wouldn't wear it, so I have no desire to buy it. I'm not going to spend $500 on something that I think is ugly. I actually really dig the new penny shoe, though. From my understanding, you could actually pop a penny in the lace lock, which is something interesting, something clever. I don't know how it's going to look, but I keep hearing that you could pop a penny in the lace lock. So if you get that pack and you didn't know that, check the new penny shoe, not the Foamposite, the new penny shoe on the lace lock. You should be able to, pretty sure, put a penny in the middle of that lace lock. But as far as the pack, I like the story, I like the concept, but I don't like the Foamposite. I don't want a Royal Foamposite that looks like it's got a Sharpie drawn all over it. I just want the Royal Foamposite as is. I wasn't forced to draw on it because the NBA was going to fine me. I want the damn regular Royal shoe, But if you're a diehard penny fan, then I can understand why you'd want that. Eric writes, my thoughts on the Gucci Foamposite. Already spoke about it. I do not like it. Maybe I'll change my mind in person, but I really don't think I'm gonna. I've seen so many photos, I'm just not into it. Ballhard D, Shad, he writes, how do you feel about storing your kicks in original boxes opposed to keeping them in clear containers to prevent damage? The clear containers is the best bet. You're going to keep your sneakers from sitting in cardboard, and that creates yellowing when you have a sneaker resting on anything that decomposes, like the cardboard box it's in, to the paper. So it's good for you to keep in the plastic containers. And we're going to end the podcast right here. I don't want it to be too long. I know it's 4th of July weekend. People are out. They're busy. They're doing their thing. If you're listening right now, shout out to you. Thank you for listening. Make sure to check out all the new episodes I put out. I did a video on the Diamond Supply Ronnie Fieg collaboration. It was a wild video because I actually unboxed 3 of the same shoes and compared the quality and the craftsmanship with all 3 of the pairs. And you know, you don't really see that all the time, an unboxing of the same shoe over and over again, and then just comparing the actual quality to see, you know, the glue, how they did with gluing the sole on, and how the upper is, and all that good stuff. So definitely check out that episode, and also check out my Champagne vs. Cigar 7 episode. I posted that earlier today. I have tons of new episodes I'd really like you to check out. So if you're chilling right now, check out some of the new episodes. I'll put some that I'd like you to watch in the description box below. I also did a whole video for the month of June, and I show a lot of different stuff. Definitely check that out. You're going to enjoy it. If you want to see me just show you a whole bunch of sneakers and stuff, watch that whole video. That will be in the description box also. And don't forget to go to thesneakeraddict.com for your sneaker news. I'll have all information on the releases for the AM. Go there around 9 o'clock AM Eastern Standard Time to give you a head start on what's going on for the day, each and every day. Thesneakeraddict.com. That's my blog ran by me. Thanks again for checking out today's show. Everyone have a great 4th of July. And with that said, we out.